week 5 game over in London. Jacksonville's the away team this time. Buffalo is the home team here. Buffalo favored by 5.5. The over-under on this one is 48.5. Thoughts on this one?
I'm taking Buffalo to cover this. I'm taking the over. I really tossed back and forth a little bit about this one, whether Jacksonville staying over in London was good for the team or bad because of the distractions, right? Because then it almost turns into a pseudo vacation when you're not at the facility and you're not training. I understand that these guys are professionals and they take their job seriously, but at the same time, you're over there for basically 2 weeks. A bunch of them flew family out. And when mama wants to go do something, typically you give mama what she wants, right? Like, I mean, that's the simplest way to put it. And how do you not, right? You have this extra time to kill, and instead of being at home and doing whatever, like, yeah, you're going to go check out Big Ben, and you're going to go check out London Bridge, and you're going to go, see the rooftop bars and kind of the scene, right? Like, it's just human nature. Like, I don't fault these guys for that, but Buffalo seems like they're ready for business, right? They stubbed their toe against the Jets, and since then, I mean, they throttled Washington. They beat Miami pretty stinking well, and I think that they're just kind of carrying it on. Like, they are now on a mission. They're getting in sync. There is a really good chance that Von Miller makes his season debut, which I think puts a little bit more pressure on Trevor Lawrence. So I think that this was all business for Buffalo, and they're going to go in and handle business, and I think they kind of put a stomping on Jacksonville here.
See, I'm on the other side of that. I do think the fact that they're staying over there, they didn't just make a massive trip and all of that, right? Like, it's kind of that same deal when we see folks travel to Seattle from the East Coast, right? And those teams have to travel all that way west and all of that. They tend not to have as great of a showing there. So I think the fact that Jacksonville stayed over there helps them out on this one. I am going to take Jacksonville. I think that, this is a field goal game type of thing where, Buffalo wins, but Jacksonville still, sneaks inside that 5.5. As far as the over-under goes, I'm going to take the under on this one. Right. Like, we talk heavily about what tends to travel well. Well, defense tends to travel well. Run games tend to travel well. Passing games tend not so much to. So that's one of those that I do think that we see this one stay on the under here, just a little bit, but this is going to be a really close one in my opinion here. I think we're going to get something like a 24-21 type of game. So it's like just barely on the under. And we see that with Jacksonville covering. As far as a prop I really like, was James Cook to go over 15.5 receiving yards. That one just seemed really, really low.
Yeah, I like that because when I was looking through some things, it already moved up to 17.5. So I really like that 15.5 number. I'm taking Gabe Davis over 39.5 receiving yards. Like, he is healthy this year. He has done a good job complementing Stephon Diggs in this passing game. And, he's getting a couple deep shots every week. 40 yards, that could just be one big play for him. So I like the chances that you can cover it in one shot and call it good.